Ladies and gentlemen, there is some very exciting news for Treyarch Zombies. As you've seen from the title, it seems Treyarch have some big plans for Call of Duty Zombies in the future. And we know that as on Twitter yesterday, Hitmarker, one of the biggest platforms in the world for gaming and esports jobs, tweeted this, saying, "Are you an expert in all things zombie? Treyarch have increased their hiring for game dev and game design positions on the Call of Duty Zombies team, essentially increasing the amount of people they're going to be hiring to make Call of Duty Zombies specifically." If we go ahead and click the link, it takes us to a listing under Treyarch for different jobs for zombies, such as lead zombies game designer, zombies gameplay engineer, senior zombies gameplay engineer, senior level designer, and senior game designer. Now, these jobs were all posted very recently here on this website, and there's one thing in particular that really caught my eye. As I'm sure you all know, Treyarch are based in Santa Monica, California. Since they were founded in 1996, their headquarters have been there, and that's where the studio is. But if you look at these job listings, a majority of them are not only just in Los Angeles, California, but also Vancouver, BC, Canada. Investigating this all a little bit further, there are a ton of job titles which are for Treyarch Vancouver. And this is a gigantic revelation because Treyarch have only ever had the one studio in Santa Monica where they've created all of these amazing games. They've never had an additional studio in a different part of the world where another set of hundreds of developers are working at Treyarch. But after nearly 20 years of making Call of Duty games where Treyarch Santa Monica were the sole studio creating those games, there is now a whole other studio in Vancouver, which is insane. This means that Treyarch will have way more developers working exclusively on Treyarch titles going forward than what we've ever seen before. And what makes this even more exciting is that means that the Zombies team at Treyarch will now be a much larger team than what Treyarch has ever had before. Zombies has always had a pretty small team of developers. I can't say the exact number, but I reckon it's probably less than 50, because to create an entire Call of Duty game with all of its modes and content requires hundreds of developers. And as much as we'd like them to, unfortunately not all of them can all work on one mode. But with Zombies, this is incredibly exciting because this opens the doors to there being more people working on Zombies at one time, meaning there should be more content for Zombies. And especially with the fact that there is now two studios working on Black Ops. It's not just one Treyarch, it's now technically two. That is crazy, and I can't work out why this Treyarch Vancouver studio hasn't been publicized anywhere. I remember when Sledgehammer Games announced that they opened a studio in Australia, which was pretty big news, and Infinity Ward opened up a Poland studio. Treyarch has never had that until very recently, and doing a bit of research to look at the first time that these job roles in Treyarch Vancouver were being offered was at some point during 2022, so it's still a pretty new recent studio opening. And I think that in itself is incredibly huge for the future of Black Ops, not necessarily just Zombies, but the entire game. Now, we also need to talk about the job roles that have been listed because they are extremely important job roles, like very, very important ones, especially when we look at lead Zombies game designer. That's a role going at Treyarch Vancouver, with the lead game designer being someone that helps to build and guide a design group to craft the zombie experiences for current and future projects. I'm sure when I describe that job to you, a few of you will think of Kevin Drew, who was the expert game designer that created Outbreak and the zombie systems in Cold War and really became the face of Treyarch Zombies throughout Cold War. Kevin Drew was a lead game designer, but now he's associate director of design, which is even higher up. So whilst Kevin isn't directly in the role that is being advertised here at Treyarch, he is still above that and will oversee what happens with that. It's really exciting to see because whoever gets this job role, their role is they'll be collaborating with the Zombies team in California as well as Canada to shape the future of the Zombies gameplay experiences, where they'll be working closely with production and other leaders, guide the work of the design team to achieve the vision of Zombies, creating, implementing, and iterating on design, supporting the vision of Zombies, and assisting Treyarch design leadership with recruiting and building a design team in Vancouver. So looking at how the wording is in this job listing, it sounds like Treyarch are going to be building a specific Zombies design team in Canada to collaborate with the Zombies team that already exists in California, which is only a good thing in my opinion. To me, it is really positive news to see that the Zombies team is going to be growing, and with that should mean bigger amounts of content, bigger ideas, bigger ambition for what can be done in zombies, which I think is amazing. And above all else, proves that zombies is well and truly coming back in 2024 with Treyarch's next game, if there was any doubt. But all of these job listings for zombies is very recent, which could indicate that the development of Black Ops 2024 Zombies is getting closer or is already in full swing. We had teasers from Kevin Drew back during the middle of 2022 that they have big ideas for zombies and they need talented people to help envision them. So this is really exciting stuff. Zombies is usually the last thing that gets developed for a Call of Duty release, and it's always been like that. But with the fact that this game is not coming out until the end of 2024 and development on zombies could already be in full swing at this point, it is again a really good sign of the scale that they want to create zombies content at. Now on top of that, I covered about a month or so ago in early December 2022, there were 2 Treyarch job listings to work on maps for zombies as well as Warzone, and it mentioned Outbreak within that job listing as well, which confirms that the Outbreak mode we saw in Cold War is going to be coming back, and I discussed that in a video recently about how DMZ might shift the future of how Outbreak is going to look. But I also think this job listing is also very good news for Treyarch, because if we think about it, Treyarch in the last 3 to 4 years have been single-handedly carrying Call of Duty on their backs with pretty much most Call of Duty releases, especially if we look at MW2, Vanguard. Treyarch have had to develop content and help on development of those games whilst also trying to develop their own game. And for better or for worse, that can affect the overall quality of their main game. Really, since the release of Black Ops 4, Treyarch have not had their own time to put their heads down and just solidly work on a title. And with the amount of people that they're going to be hiring for this Vancouver office, they'll have a lot more people to have their heads down working on the game. If they are needed to help co-develop other games and other parts of Call of Duty, then they have more people to help out with that, so it should affect their main output a little less. Now, what all this means for Call of Duty Zombies in 2024, we don't really know what that looks like yet. We're only just starting 2023 and we are so far away, but I think at this point, any little morsel of news and crumbs that we get that can give us an idea of what this game and zombies might look like, I'm going to be bringing it to you here on the channel and discussing it. But it's at this point where the studios are the quietest on social media. We are going to hear nothing from Treyarch whatsoever this year unless it's regarding ranked play mode in Modern Warfare 2. We do know from the earnings call in November that Activision are planning a new premium release in the COD series this year. All rumors are suggesting that this is going to be a sizable expansion pack for Modern Warfare 2, which Sledgehammer Games are overseeing. But who really knows if Treyarch aren't also helping out on that as well? I mean, at this point, what are Treyarch not working on? The future of zombies seems incredibly bright with this news. They are advertising seriously important roles here. And importantly, this is going to add a whole new team of creative genius minds, bringing new fresh ideas to the zombies mode, which we saw with Cold War, and there's going to be more innovations to come hopefully with Black Ops 2024. Let me know what you think about all of this news in the comment section down below. Drop this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.